Hey there, it's Dave. No recipe required, and today I've got another meal kit review. We're going to do a purple carrot meal review. These guys are the all plant-based meal kit, so no animal proteins in here. Today we're going to actually use some. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. Tempeh. It says tofurkey. This is plant-based protein to make some chicken. This is not chicken. Tempeh Tikki Marsala tacos with yogurt, cucumbers, and some chutney. This is essentially an Indian base in a taco. Got some whole grain, whole wheat tacos. We've got some spices here. We're going to go ahead and cook it up. We're going to see how easy it is, how hard it is. We're going to see if the steps and the directions are right, if the timing is right, and of course, at the end, if it tastes any good or not. Then we'll give you the thumbs up, sideways down, and yeah, take it from there. Let's go ahead and get started. I've got my ingredients out. Everything looks okay. We'll show you how to do the prep. We'll show you how to do the cooking. Let's go ahead and get to it. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started on the prep work for our tacos here from Purple Carrot. This is our protein, our plant-based protein, the tempeh. Again, I know you, the vegetarians out there, are going to kill me for mispronouncing. We're going to take it out of the package, and it says to cut into 1/4-inch strips. So I'm just going to go ahead, go down, call that a 1/4 inch. I'm going to do a lot of this off camera. I just want to show you what we're working with here. So that is our 1/4-inch strip. We're going to lay it over here. Yeah, it doesn't smell like much of anything. Kind of feel it has a consistency of, say, beans or even like polenta that's been refrigerated. We're going to finish that off camera. So we're going to finish slicing up that tempeh again. I've got an onion here. We're going to take that, peel it off. Take this, we're going to do our onion in thin strips once I get the wrapper off. So to just slice it up into thin pieces, which we'll do. That's half. I'll finish the other half off camera. Then we've got some ginger. So Purple Carrot sent this nice big hunk of ginger. It says to mince it. You can do it with a knife. It actually recommends, and I agree. An easy way to do it is if you've got a fine grater here, fine-sided grater, you can go ahead and just grate the whole thing. And it really does do a good job mincing it. You can see all that. We're just going to collect it down in that bowl. Again, I'll finish that in a minute. We've got 4 garlic cloves. In the box from Purple Carrot, they sent a whole head of garlic for 3 different recipes. I think there's more than enough garlic. We're going to go ahead and just take it, flatten it out, give that a mince. And I'll do the rest of the cloves off camera. All those are going to go into the tacos proper. And then we've also got a cucumber here. And we're going to slice the cucumber. It says nice and thin. And then what we're going to do is kind of do a quick marinate on the cucumber with I'm going to take these slices. I'm going to slice up the whole magilla, throw it in a bowl. I've got a little bit of vegan yogurt here, which we're going to add. And again, I'm going to slice up the rest of the cucumber, put it in there. And then for spices, you know, they sent a couple of these packets, a couple of these little containers. I'm going to use a little bit of this garam masala to flavor everything as well. It says a pinch. Not entirely sure what a pinch is. We'll go with that much and use the rest, I believe, later on. We're going to get the whole thing sliced up. We're going to stir it in, get these cucumbers marinated, and then I think we'll be done for prep. We'll be ready to start cooking. Okay, so I got all my veggies prepped. This is the cucumber. I didn't use the whole thing. I used about half of it or so, figuring 4 or 5 slices per taco. The other thing I forgot to mention, it says use half the yogurt. In here we're going to use the rest of it for something else, a little bit of salt and pepper. We're going to put this in the fridge. We're going to go ahead and cook our tempeh. Alright guys, so we got our tempeh sliced up Next step is to give it a quick cook to brown it and crisp it up. Directions have us put in a pan over medium-high heat. A little bit of vegetable oil in there. You want to make sure the pan and the oil is hot, and lay these strips down. We're going to let them go about 3 minutes. Ooh, slipped one. 3 minutes per side until we get them nice and brown. You want to be careful laying them in the oil. And you probably want to be pretty delicate. I can imagine these things are going to get a little bit tender as they heat up. I'm going to have to work in 2 batches to get them done. Okay, so our tempeh has been going for a few minutes now, and I know that I work kind of this way, so I'm mostly going to flip them this way or that way. And I think that's what we're looking for, right? A nice little, get you a little close up there, nice little brown color. We're going to flip them all, get them brown on both sides, and then I've got a plate right over here that I'm just going to transfer them to. I'm also going to hit them with a little bit of salt and pepper once I've got both sides crisped up. That one broke a little bit. You got to be a little careful. You got to control the heat, and if the pan needs a little bit more oil, don't be shy about putting a little bit more vegetable oil in there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish this batch. I'm going to work on my last few pieces, and we're going to come back and start making our sauce. Okay, so I've got our cooked off tempeh over here, crisped up tempeh. Anyway, a little bit more oil in the pan, and we're going to cook our aromatics for the directions. We add a little bit, not a little bit, we add all those onions that we chopped. I'm going to turn my temperature down just a little bit. We're going to add our onions, our grated ginger, and our minced garlic. All goes in. You're not looking to brown anything, you just want it softened with a little bit of salt in there as well. And the directions say to give this 2 or 3 minutes to saute and just soften all those veggies up. And we're going to come back and start adding some of our spices. Okay, so I let those go for about 2 minutes or so. They're not fully cooked yet, but what we're going to do, and I like this technique, is it's having us add the rest of the garam masala. And this is an Indian spice blend. We're going to add all of that. And we're going to cook for another 2 minutes or so. And what this does is essentially toast those spices before we add a couple of our liquids to make our sauce. And these are just going to reduce down. The onions are going to get nice and soft. We're going to cook these for another 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so our onions now have cooked down for a couple minutes. We're going to add our liquids to make this marsala sauce. This was all of the tomato paste that came with it. This is half of the yogurt that also came with the dish. We'll get all that in there. It says a tablespoon of the mango chutney. And then we need a little bit more liquid in the pan. We got a cup of water. And we're just going to let all these ingredients mix together. Let that tomato paste work into the sauce. The spices kind of blend in. We're going to cook this for a few more minutes until it reduces down. And then we're going to add our tempeh back into it. Okay, so my sauce is now thickened up quite a bit. And you want to give it a little taste now for seasoning. And this could use definitely a little bit of salt. And then we're going to go ahead and add back, I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit, add back our crispy tempeh. No, we'll just do it that way. Get it submerged in there. We're going to let that tempeh heat back through. Make sure it's all in there. This is going to obviously give the tempeh quite a bit more flavor. I'll let this go for about 2 minutes or so. And then I've also got over here our tortillas, which I'm going to wrap in foil. We heated up our oven about 400 degrees. I'm going to take these, throw them in the oven, and heat them up. Alright guys, so I just pulled out our taco shells, or our tortillas, from the oven. I really like them heated through. We're going to go ahead and take our cucumbers and serve them up. Like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 per taco. There we go, depending on how much you like the cucumbers, I guess. And then we've got our tempeh over here. There's actually 6. There's 8 tortillas. So you got plenty of tortillas for everybody. I'm gonna throw some of this sauce in there as well. Probably go 3/6, probably go at least 1.5 or so pieces of tempeh for every taco you're serving up. And then our final little, well, 2 final little toppings. We got a little red cabbage here, which we throw on. And then we've got truly our final is, this is the chutney that we're gonna do, and you do a little drizzle of the chutney on the tacos as well, and then we are good to go. I'm gonna go ahead, we'll snap a picture or so, make some other tacos maybe, and then give these guys a taste. Alright guys, so these are our purple carrot tacos. Let's go ahead and give them a try. So, they're pretty good. The tempeh, it doesn't really taste much like anything. It tastes even kind of less flavorful than chicken. Texture is also a little bit different, obviously, than chicken, but not a bad substitute if you're going to avoid meat altogether. I actually do like the sauce. It's got a fair amount of flavor, almost like a peanut flavor came out. One thing I'm missing here is like a shot of acid. I would have loved maybe a lime in the box to throw on top. I think that would brighten things up quite a bit. But all in all, you know, pretty decent meal from a purely plant-based meal. I think thumbs up. You know, would I take these over a like a chicken marsala taco? I don't know. So you know, again, I'll give it a sideways for the meat eaters and a thumbs up for the vegan and vegetarian folks out there. Go ahead, give it a try. It was definitely fresh. It took me about 40 minutes or so, which is about what the time card said. Let me know how it goes, and I will see you next time. No recipe required. Alright guys, that was purple carrots, tempeh, Tikki Masala tacos. Again, kind of thumbs sideways to up, depending on whether you're a meat eater, plant eater. Their stuff was fresh, everything came well packaged, clean, nice, it was easy to cook, so give it a thumbs up, or give it a try rather, and let me know how it goes.